Guys, here with a new character on Korean Lost Saga. This is known as Kim Yun-seong. I don't think I'm saying his name right, so I apologize. But he's from a Korean manhwa known as Trace, which is a really neat read if you're into Korean comics. Manhwa's a Korean comic. And he is a premium character, so let's get into what he can do. So 3-hit basics, third hit will launch. If you loop these, if you try to loop these, the third hit will simply knock back. You can jump cancel each of these attacks, however, so that does set up some potential combos behind the airborne portion. So maybe your ideal one, in my opinion, would be to jump cancel the second hit into your jump attack, which is going to set up some nice combos. So moving on, your hold D is a 2-hitter. It comes out like this. First hit will guard break, second hit will launch. So let's check out the guard break portion here just really quickly. Use the Scotty. So you can see it breaks the ice and launches on the second attack. You can jump cancel the first attack there. Let me go and show the second part here. The second part will not guard break, so make sure you get that first part to land. You can jump cancel the first part, the whole D part. But if you do this, you won't get much out of it. It'll just do a minor little flinch, and you won't get that nice follow-up to it. The reason why you would want to jump cancel, however, though, is to stay safer, because you can't jump cancel the second part, and it'll leave you vulnerable to attack. So use that pretty clever-like. It is a quick guard breaker, and it is a nice juggle starter, so really nice there. Just be careful with it if you jump cancel and leave yourself open with the second attack. So moving on, your dash attack, it's a 2-hitter. So there's one hit, it does a very quick mini flinch. Second hit will launch up into the air. And unlike the basics, you can actually loop this, so I kind of messed it up there. Try again. There we go. So you can kind of loop that a little bit. You can probably get 3 or 4 rotations out of that, but I'd just probably stick with 2 and then go into your basic juggles. So nice dasher there, nice dasher. Pretty nice. And you can jump cancel your dasher as well, so it is pretty safe to throw out that dasher often. You won't be that vulnerable. So now let's get into the big stuff with Kim here. I'm just going to refer to him as Kim because I can't say the whole name. So you have a 10-meter passive bar, and this uses basic elements of your jump attacks and jump functionalities. So when you can go, you can jump into the air 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and each subsequent jump after the first will actually use one piece of your passive meter. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 jumps total, and my 10-meter passive went down to 7. So yeah, pretty nice there. Nice for mix-ups. This will set up a lot of really confusing approaches to attack your opponents. And your air dasher, this one uses two pieces of your passive bar, so 2 meter of your passive bar. So you can do this multiple times, but it will deplete very quickly when you do this. The bonus behind that is it does extend your combos when you air dash, so it resets your combo string. And we'll show that in a second. So let's show you the attacks and stuff here. So you can see you can mix these interchangeably, so you can be very confusing with that passive meter rotations there. So your light D air, it will hit standing and slam them down and bounce them up. It does the same for airborne as well, so really nice there. And it is aimable in the air as well, so and you can loop it if you air dash as well. So if you loop it, this can set up edges really nicely. It's kind of tricky if you don't have enough height with it, but you can edge really easily, which I just did from nearly across the map, so pretty interesting. Your hold D air, this one has a very tiny hitbox, so you need to do this on airborne primarily. But if you hit standing, it'll simply throw them backwards and then pull them back to you. And it does use 1 meter of your passive bar as well, so the hold D will use 1 meter of your passive bar. You don't have to hold D as long as you hit the first attack. You can light D and follow that up, so it does effectively become a 2-hitter if you're successful on the first part of your attack. And you can loop this, so if you air dash, there you go. That's a really awesome looking combo. So yeah, you can do that about, I think, 4 times, I'd say. So yeah, nice hold D there. Nice pull back in, draw back out thing. That gives you a little bit more height than your simple jump cancel as well. So really interesting, really interesting. And you have one final air attack, and this one's a little bit complicated to explain. You use your block button in the air, and it'll fire down this laser that'll slam someone to the ground and knock them back a little bit. And it depletes your entire passive meter, so but you can trigger it at any point during your passive meter. That's the thing. So mainly it's kind of kind of an edging kind of tool, I would say. So it doesn't have much of a hitbox to it, but pretty fair. It's pretty fair for edging. It's kind of got a really funky hitbox to it, but if you jump like that, you can potentially set up an easy edge. So maybe you want to do something like this, you know. Watch out, I just messed it up. Try again. So that would set up an easy edge for you. So neat block attack. It does use all your passive meter. So be careful with that. You don't want to lose 10 meter of your passive all of a sudden. So let's check out our defensive capabilities with our robot friends, our compadres, our companions, our friends, our buddies, our pals. So let's check out the counterattack here, if I can get it to come out. There we go. So you lift your foot up and you fire your little foot lasers, and it will feint someone. So it's a little bit slow, but it's worth it if you can actually get it to come out at the appropriate moment, which I'm having difficulties with. Try again. There we go. And follow up with that would probably be your jump attack after you feint with that. So it's a pretty nice counterattack. I don't know if it would guard break or not. I can't test that kind of thing, but I don't think it would. Your helmet is pretty much an all-purpose counter. You can trigger it in the air. You can trigger it while being attacked. You can trigger it while you're grounded as well, and it will lift someone off the ground with you when you trigger that as well. So I do believe it would probably work on status effects, but that's unfortunately one thing I can't really adequately test, unfortunately. I'd say it would work on that. Someone let me know. So your defensive capabilities are your helmet and your counterattack. So let's check out your weapon skill here. Weapon skill, you fire off your foot laser, or it looked like a knee laser that time. Let's see. Let's get a close-up on how he performs this attack here. So yeah, his feet turn into like the manhwa kind of funny things. And that's his power. So really interesting power, hits a couple times and launches into the air and sets up your combos nicely. And it does hit multiple opponents in a line as well, so let's check that out here. So Luxult kind of with the pop-up. And it does have an air trigger as well to it. And you can see, same effect pretty much, except you're airborne with it. And that gives you a lot of height to juggle with as well. And it will hit grounded as well if you do the airborne portion. The standing portion will not hit grounded. So use this to set up this nice little loop here that will edge if you get it straight. So your armor, trigger your armor, throw out a bunch of bombs, really interesting, and it puts flaming status on people as well. And you can air trigger this, and it will hit grounded as well. If you do the air trigger portion, however, it will kind of pop you back up into the air. So you can see the standing portion lands you on the ground on your feet, and wait for it to come back off cooldown. And the air version will kind of give you a little mini pop-up to start your air juggles. So nice armor there. Your helmet, once again, your helmet is a recovery counter. But you can use it offensively to lift off grounded as well, or hit someone standing. So it can be used offensively as well as defensively. So pretty nice helmet. Your trinket. Now this one's complicated to explain because I can't really tell you what it does. But you get this little this little pulsar. So you know with pulsing skills, it usually has an extra effect if you land it on the pulse. And I would imagine this if you landed on the pulse for this attack, it probably drains. So don't quote me on that, not guaranteed, but that's just me speculating. I believe it probably drains if you land it on the pulse. Someone tell me if it doesn't, if you figure it out. Otherwise, you will always get that little nice pop-up. It does hit grounded, and it does start your juggles and stuff for you. So offensively, it's a really great juggle restarter. Otherwise, you know, if it's a drain, it's really going to be OP. So good stuff so far, good stuff. So I believe that's about it with Kim Yun-seong. I don't know how to say his name. Let's try a quick combo before ending the video here, guys. Sorry for the cutaway, but I was screwing up too much. So let's start maybe with a guard breaker. Do 2-hit jump cancel. Maybe go into a combo like this here. So interesting combo opportunities. I kind of dropped it there, but it did do pretty fair damage, and it was pretty fun to do. Otherwise, you could keep it simpler and, you know, just do your dash cancel in order to edge quite easily. You can do 5 of those light D attacks from the air version and pretty much guarantee yourself an edge. It carries quite a distance. So there's numerous combos you can do on this guy, guys. On Kim Yun-seong, however you say his name. He is a really awesome character. You know, he has everything in his kit pretty much. You know, guard breaker, launchers, quick dashes, very effective air attacks, very effective air mix-up game, which is keeps him in the air as long as Hazama even. And you know, you have your great feint counterattack there, and your very awesome skills as well. So you can't really say much more. You can't really give this character much more glowing praise than what I can give him, I'd say. Actually, you probably could. You could say he's god awesome or something. I don't know. But he is a really awesome character, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you like the character, and hopefully you get a hold of him eventually, because he is very fun to play and very interesting. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you next video.